All right, it is Sunday. That means it is stream time. I have better lighting today, which probably helps the camera. It also helps you guys and maybe makes me look a little less haggard. It's been a crazy week. I have been working on many secrets, as the title says. Most of those I can't reveal just yet. You can see the blacked out printer behind me. That means that there's something cooking that I didn't want to risk you guys seeing. I have 2 of the Formlabs printers back there, so thankfully it was on the one I could hide easier. You can hear it cooking away in the background, making its sounds and happy little hums. You might get to meet that one fairly soon. It takes a minute to clean up whatever is cooking in there. But I've actually found that little ultrasonic knife that I told you guys about, this guy, works really well. I've got it in that Kickstarter. It's a hand boost. It's already covered in dust. You can see I've been using it. Hand boost. Ultrasonic knife. It cuts through supports really well. It actually, for customizing briars, it cuts through the briar plastic really well. Kind of on the pricey side for investment if you're not needing it for like 3D printing and stuff like that, or if you don't just want a toy. I think it was $100 and some odd with the Kickstarter, and now regular price I think it's probably a little closer to $150, $200. But good little tool if you're using 3D prints and want to cut the supports off. Basically takes no pressure, so you're not risking the print, whereas getting your little clippers in there, hard on your wrists for one, and a little bit more challenging for keeping things flush. This will get like right exactly on the edge. It's quite nice, and like no pressure. You just go boop, 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 boop. So fun. I'll do a video of it at some point in the future. It's kind of cool. So I can't show you that. I have 2 secrets on my desk in front of me. I can't show. Another couple over there. I do have the August, September Medallion Club medallion basically done. I'm letting it sit on the shelf for a minute just to make sure that there's no things I want to change. I tend to do that. So hanging out, it's sitting there. It's actually in my fridge because it's made out of monster clay. It's hanging out in there just waiting, which is kind of funny because every time I open my fridge, I'm like, oh, hello there. It cools the clay down so that when I want to work on the hard details, I can. And it's kind of funny to have it in the fridge, to be honest. So good thing we don't have guests. That would be kind of weird. So that's basically done. The next medallion started. That's the People's Choice medallion for, I guess if we're doing August, September, October, November. That one will be kind of fun. The August, September one's a little bit on the fantastical, spooky-ish side. So if you're into that, that's coming. I try and balance out the realistic and fantasy in both the Sticker Club and the Medallion Club. Although it seems like Medallion Club leans a little bit more realistic and Sticker Club leaves a little bit more fantastical. So it's kind of cool. I did peek the sticker. Speaking of Sticker Club, hang tight. Do I actually have it here? I might have it here. Hold on. No. That stuff I can show off in a second. Hold on. Hold for the processing. I will find the peak. I'm actually really I'm always really excited for all these. You guys are like, it's all you do is get excited. I like being excited. It's a fun state to be in. It is me playing with different kinds of doing hair on sticker type designs. And the Clydesdale was me doing hair in a different way. And then this one, it's playing with some other different techniques within Procreate, because that's where I create the stickers. And where did it go? I lost it. It ran away. This one. Oh man, the lighting is so much better. Oh, anyway, good stuff. This is the quick peek. It is adorable. It's gonna make some of you guys just like squee beyond squeefulness. I just want to, you know, that like cute aggression thing. Yeah, I want to do that to this. So you can see I'm playing with some techniques. This is still very much a work in progress here, but I couldn't help but show you guys a little peek because I'm so excited about it. Squeeze it. Maybe I'll call him George. Maybe. That'd be actually really hilarious. So anyways, cute little peek of it. Might maybe give a little bit of it away. It's kind of more of an unconventional peek. So should be kind of fun. I'm definitely enjoying playing with some of these new techniques within Procreate, even just using their stock brushes, which is kind of cool to get a little bit more of a soft, fluffy hair effect. I went in and hair detailed the Clydesdale sticker quite significantly. And this is just a different technique that I'm thinking works a little bit better. I've not been good about playing with the different settings that you can do for layers, but like overlays and stuff like that, multiply, stuff like that, that give you different effects and are levels I haven't delved into. So it's a little bit been my hyperfixation for the week, just because there's so many things to learn that I don't know. It's like opening Photoshop for the first time and you're like, oh my God, or even ZBrush. Like, what do I even do? There's so many options. Like, what button does what? Procreate's at least a little bit more user-friendly and intuitive in some senses, but still, there's so many things to know. You click like the multiply level layer thing and it does weird things to your image. Yeah, it's crazy. One day I'll figure out how to stream my iPad to here, and then you guys can see me maybe sketch on something, which would be kind of fun. I can technically, this whole screen that I'm looking at here is a big Cintiq monitor. I don't use it as a tablet very often, but I use it for a monitor all the time, which is probably burning it out potentially. But anyway, it's like 32 inches of glorious reference material. It's like a big wall. It's wonderful. I can also draw on it. I can 3D. I bought it for 3D modeling because with my wrist stuff, it's kind of nice to have that option. And if I'm doing scans or other things, it's always nice to be able to do stuff. And I, for a while, was doing scanning and then redetailing, which is taking the details of the big guy, and when you scan something, it fuzzes everything a little bit. So just because the scanning technology can only do so much, it can't 100% replicate all the little indents and everything 100%. So you end up with, which you see in some of the prints and the resins from the prints nowadays, is their detail kind of gets fuzzy. I was going in for like Morgan and Kylie and adding in all of that detailing by hand to make sure everything was really crisp when it came out in the prints. So things like Polywog, the Stablemate Hazel, Micro Hazel, who else did I scanned a couple of Kylie's medallions, and who else did I shrink? I can't even remember anymore. But anyway, the Takeshi medallion, stuff like that. So it just makes it look crisper, in my opinion. It does take a lot of effort and it's a lot of time in to make sure that you do all of that. And it's a giant pain in the butt when you can just like squish it and print it and it's close enough. But I'm picky, so there's that. So anyways, I bought this monitor so that I could do that because it can hold a traditional size 100% scaled horse on the screen at a time, which just makes it easier. If you're working on the little guys, it's really hard, or even an iPad, it's really hard to see everything, and that just drives me nuts. And if there's a roadblock in the way, I will freak out and lose my mind. So yeah, anyway, This is my intro monologue rant. Apparently, I will close that guy out. So if you can guess the breed from that, good on you. It's not super hard in my opinion, but anyway, and keep in mind it is a work in progress, so there'll be more layers and details and stuff added as I go, and it is only a sticker, so really I should have the samples of the glow in the dark, whatever month it is now, August sticker in fairly soon here, and then I can show you guys the effect. I'll probably post a picture of what that'll look like. It'll be very cool. That's the Unicorn Patronus one. I think I have I need to organize my photos better. Is anybody else really bad at that? My computer is just like my brain. It's 5,000 things going on in the background. And I don't know where any of them are, which one's making the sounds. So yeah, this one will be glow in the dark and I will take photos of it. It'll be very cool. I'm very excited. The background isn't 100% black. I wanted a little bit of a blue tone to it. So I'm curious how that's going to turn out in the glow in the dark. So the background should glow maybe a little bit. It's 100% black. That'll knock that way back, but there's like ambient glow. Anyway, so excited. I'm gonna say hi to people because I haven't said that yet. Hello, Laura Rocksmith. You are first in the chat. That's very exciting. Amy, good morning. Lizzie, hello, Lizzie. Lizzie was in our club hangout that we did on Wednesday. We're doing another one tonight, which is super fun. They're always super cool. There's people that work on stuff, there's people that don't work on stuff, and we always have really good chats, and I'm always all excited and energized afterwards. And I did show off a couple of peaks, so it's kind of fun. And you don't have to work on something if you're a club member and you want to just hang out and listen to what we're talking about or keep us as background noise and laugh at our silliness, then that works too. Kimberly Cornelius, hello, welcome. Jody, hello, Jody. Amy says, hey, I licked your pony sculpture that was in the fridge and didn't taste at all like chocolate. I'm waiting for the day because the monster clay does look like chocolate. So maybe even you'll be like, why is there a bite out of this pony? No reason. Why did you cast it anyways? Because that was adorable. That'd be kind of fun, actually, to have like a little pony cookie with a little bite out of its butt. It'll go with the snow ponies. Jody, what a great hyperfixation for us. Yeah, it kind of works out. There's some hyperfixations that are way off topic, and then most of my life revolves around the model horses and the art and the horses. And I every once in a while try and steer those hyperfixations into a breed or a particular point of anatomy, which has been kind of a partial point of hyperfixation. The new sculpture that I'm working on that I've been showing little peeks of, it is out of epoxy, which is always fun. I'll show you a peek in a minute of, or a little bit later, of a part that I ended up having to redo. So it's a little bit rough looking, but it's kind of cool. I have been really focusing in on trying to dial those joints in and being very particular about the details in the face and really honing in some of the anatomical stuff. And I think it's working, like with the leg that you guys saw, the flexed fetlock. That looks really cool to me and it makes me excited. I love its back end. I love the swing of its one leg. The hind leg is like a juicy chicken leg I just want to bite into. It's like, so Blue has these really squishy thighs, our iguana, and it's just the best thing ever because it's like little baby thighs but in a lizard permanently, so you can just be like, anyway, that's what I want to do with the sculpture, except it's not as satisfyingly squishy because it's epoxy, and that is me tapping on it right underneath the mic because that's where it is. Were pony? That would be so fun. I can't tell you guys more sneak peeks yet. It's too early. Jody, have to organize everything or I would never sleep. I'm trying to. I actually had to dump a whole bunch of stuff off the computer, especially with taking so much video now to do videos for the club. It's very challenging to keep everything on the computer because I have a terabyte on the computer and I think like 5 terabytes backup space. And they're all getting full. So it's a lot of pictures and videos and stuff. We have Teresa. Hola, hola. Jody says the hangout was so fun. Jody was there too. It was so fun. And we had a whole bunch of people. It was very cool. I very much enjoyed those. Every single time, I'm always feeling brighter and bubblier, if that's even possible. And just excited about horses and model horses, and it just rejuvenates me, which is really fun. I hope it works out the same for everybody else. Laura Rocksmith, I love glow in the dark. I haven't done that glow in the dark technique in a long time on stickers, if ever. Oh, I did it once on a unicorn, and that's it. So one little unicorn had a little banner on it that said believe. It was quite cute. So this will be really cool. It's a very, very different sticker. It was way lighter. There was no black on it and no dark colors. So I'm really excited to see how this translates. And I found a really cool, you can tell I get excited when my voice does that. Found a really cool supplier that can do something really fun with stickers that I'm going to have to try very soon because I've never seen it and I'm very excited. So I will leave that, and hopefully it's not $5 bajillion and too expensive. If it's not too expensive, I will put it in the sticker club because, oh my God, so cool. Whew. Pony cookie medallion, chocolate chip Abby. That would be so cute with little Da. Anyway, good for a gingerbread medallion. Also very cool. I want that leg. It's like one of those turkey legs you get at the Renaissance fairs that are... Sarah Jackson, hi, how are you doing? Brenda, good morning, Brenda. Amy, oh my God, love squishy thighs on animals. I call them meat legs. I want to squish them because they're like little drumsticks. You understand me? Yes, the lizard has the most glorious ones. They're like, baby thighs. How they're just squishable meat sticks. Yes, yes. This is permanent with scales on it, and it peels every once in a while. So if that's your thing, so fun. That sounded really weird, but we're just going to move on now. Chicken wang. So yeah, I did minutes after the stream ended last week get my box from Amazon with the Brilliance set in it. So that is with the Django. The camera's like, now there's too much light. I'm just not happy at all. Very, very pretty gold. This is a really good set too for bodies. Technically, I probably should have bought 2 of them because I have congas of all of these molds now, and so I have no bodies. What the heck is that all about? Come on. It is like, unless your face is red though. Hold on. Haha. It's still like your face is there. I don't believe you. There we go. He's super cool. I don't know that the little splotchy patterns on it are kind of weird. I could have done with just silver, or even better if it was the Resist Dapple. Oh, yeah. And then the blue is lovely on the mini Winter Song. Very, very nice. And the mold is cute. And it's cool to see one like that so soon. And then we have the holographic Fireheart. You can kind of see the holographic effect on him. I think they put it over a gray or silver base, which is kind of interesting. So it's kind of there, but it's kind of not there. Like it's definitely holographic, but it is not as punchy as it might have been on some other base colors, but also super cute. So kind of neat. And of course I needed that because problems. I have the problems. I have the shelf space problems is what I have. So all the little stablemates are on these little risers under here, and then the big guys are over here with the Mare and Foal. I have the Briarfest Mare and Foal coming, and then Hucks, including the Crystal Huck, and then all the other. Those aren't all of my Hucks, but they are a good majority of said Hucks. Many Hucks. So yeah, I have a problem. We will see what else shows up in the next year, because we should be seeing that, I'd imagine, in December, all the peaks for stuff coming for next year, which is very cool. Jody said I got 2 brilliant sets to paint. See, super smart. They're all really good bodies. It's not often that you get a set that is all either really new or really in demand bodies, and all of those ones technically, in my opinion, qualify. So Django, super popular. The Mini Winter Song is new, so it's always nice to have a new body. And then these ones are bodies. No one's losing their heads. It's okay. And then the little guy. Oh, we have a visitor. See Nashington. There. You say hi? Say hello. He's been a very, very good boy. He is reminding me to get up and move my body. He had his first official bath with soap at the doggy spa place. I had to get in the tub with him twice because he was not super interested in the idea of having a bath. So you had to go upstairs and then into a tub. And he would kind of sort of go up the stairs. So we got him going up the stairs, rewarded him, got him go down, and then got him to the edge of the tub. He wouldn't go in the tub unless I walked him up into the tub myself too. Then he got in after a little bit of crying. And then I did it again with him. And then I did it third time with him, just him. And then I did it again. And then we did the washing. And he was very, very well behaved. He was like, I don't think I like this, but I will tolerate it because I don't have any other choice. And he's a very good boy, right? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. So yeah, he is being spoiled and loved and gets to go to that doggy park every once in a while. We do once or twice a week. We take him to the off-leash private dog park where he gets to run around in the woods and sniff things and smell all the other dogs that were there. And I usually walk all the paths and stuff with him and goes out for walks around the neighborhood. He's starting to actually mark things, which he didn't do before, which is kind of cool. He wouldn't even go pee on walks or poo on walks. And he still doesn't go poo on walks, but he will pee now on walks. And now he's starting to kind of mark more than once. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, Amy says, hi, Nash. Lizzie says, hi, Nash. Jody says, hi, Nash potatoes. He's like poking his head around the corner. He's like, do you actually want me? Do you have food? Dale Ann, hello, welcome. Long time no see. So yeah, I got that in the mail. I was going to show you guys the mold that I did for the anniversary medallions. So for those of you that are in the club, you've seen this one in full. For those of you not in the club, you've seen this one in part. So this is the clay version, still had some tweaking to do. You can kind of see in the one corner, like underneath the raised leg, that is a brass shim, which is this guy. Super, super thin metal so that it doesn't create too much of a space in the clay, but it splits it so that the leg will come out. Otherwise, the silicone will go underneath the leg join and you would never be able to get it out, especially because it's not like a normal mold where that one little piece is easy to access. If the whole back of the medallion's there, you're never going to get it. So this is Alchemy of Becoming, which is kind of fun. So it's about the transformation process between and the alchemy of which is transformation, metamorphosis, chrysalis, anyone? Is geeking out a little bit with the names. And the transformation of something from the clay, which has no life, no spirit, no anything technically to it 100%, right? It's clay. And it could become anything. And in that process, it could be a chair. It could be a rock. You could make it into, I don't know, a shell. You could make it into a pile of poop, anything you wanted, or transform it into something that's living and breathing in some form, right? It's not actually 100% living and breathing, but it's made to look like something living and breathing. And sometimes they kind of fool you a little bit. So I was having fun with that. So you can see the sketchiness in around the tail area and the legs. And it goes from that sketchy to kind of peeling itself out of the clay and coming alive, which is so fun. Quite enjoyed the process of this one. And it was very challenging. It's almost harder to do something that is left a little bit more artistic and rough than it is to do something that is a little bit more refined, right? Like if you've created it to be real, then you know where you're going to take it. When it's kind of kept in an artistic interpretive state, then it's like, do I make this next mark or do I not? So it's kind of fun. I was enjoying the process. I need to do a traditional Nash scale. He'd be like this, his little tucky toes. He does his tucky toe thing, or standing or running like a ding dong. I have him leaping in my one avatar on Facebook. So it'd be kind of fun. Maybe one day. It's hard to do my own animals. The turbo sculpture is still right there. Jody says, I love the medallion. Teresa says, geez, oh, Pete, my phone freaked out and kicked me off. Were you being bad? You were being naughty, Teresa, weren't you? I don't know. You got to behave yourself. Be better. So yeah, this is for people who joined up from the Medallion Club from July 2024 to June 2025. July 2025 and on will be a new medallion sculpture that is yet unreleased to you. I do have castings of this one. So you can see here, this is him in 3D. He's quite large. A little bit more resin actually than Rise took, which is substantial. This is my whole head, basically. My whole head. Very much 3D. You can see that leg sticks out, and you can see where that brass shim was. So what that brass shim does is it leaves, you can hear it, that little papery piece of plastic that you can just poke right through and remove and clean it all up. And then you have a full, oops, now it's reversed in it. You can see how you can see through that leg now. So it's peeling itself right out of the medallion, which is kind of neat. So a little bit more fun, something a little bit more difficult to mold and cast, but I think it's worth it for you guys. I don't want to spoil you. So he's super cool. He will be fun to paint up. Quite the romantic beastie. And then there are marks. You can kind of see some of my tool marks in that back half of him, still where the clay was. So it'll be cool to see how you guys interpret that when you paint them up, or if you smooth it out, whatever you want to do. It's meant to be kind of a cool artistic statement. And Teresa's like, me never. I always behave. So he's kind of fun. Quite thick. This is one all cleaned up. So his leg is nice and clean. I think it's kind of trippy that you can stick something through there. He could be holding up. He's a paintbrush holder now. That's actually adorable. You're watching my brain function in live time. It's like, oh my God, he could hold paintbrushes for me or tools. What else can he hold? Not quite. It is quite large. So that's the longer size. That's my face. It takes up my whole face, basically, width-wise. And then he turned it. I like a raven head scale. I need to start including that in my measurements because that'd be funny. So yeah, that is this boy, Mr. Alchemy of Becoming. And I will send out the first ones to the club members from this last shipment that are patiently waiting for them. They will go out and you will get your goodies with extra goodies. And then it'll be the medallion going forward. It is a whole head. Exactly. A whole head. It's crazy. So I can show you in the mold too, which is kind of fun, how that shim works. So there's the mold, which is always really cool to look at, especially because this guy has that edging around him. It looks really neat. And it is quite flexible. These are Mold Star 15 Slow. And you can see right here, that's where that brass shim would have gone. And it just splits the mold and then leaves a little gap, just enough for that little bit of resin to get in there. And that's why the leg pops out of it, which is kind of fun. So it just goes, oops, where's my fingers? Like that. The leg comes right out. So it'll probably wear out the mold a little bit sooner and all that good stuff, but should give us a good go, which is very nice. I am looking forward to sending those out. Very, 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 very cool. Hello, Shaddy. How are you? Do it! Raven head scale is the only scale that matters. Maggie has Venti. Raven has Ray head. My quite large head. Just so that you know the proportion of things, because it's very important. On that note, I can't show you that thing. I can't show you that thing. Can't show you the secret thing printing on the printer. Goodness gracious, so many secrets. But I can show you this. So this is rough. I ended up having to go in and, like I said, with this one, it has been a pirate pony a few times. It's lost legs. It's been a peg leg. It's been one-eyed. And then I wasn't super happy about some of the detailing and angling in the eyes, so I went and dremeled it all out and replaced it. So you can see the rough stuff here. And hopefully this doesn't give too much away, but I think it's pretty good. You see it here first, folks. So I redid kind of above the eye, a little bit below the eye. I'll have to go back in and refine it a little bit, but I'm really liking the expression. It has a really cool feel to it. And like I said, I'm taking my time to kind of get the goo in the face right, because everything on the face is fairly bony. It's either really bony or it's really gooey. There's not kind of an in-between. So getting those bits really dialed in the legs and the joints. So this is 100% Magic Sculpt epoxy. Well, yeah. And wire. That counts. Maybe a little tinfoil on the inside. And it will probably not have a base. I think I can get it to stand without a base, which means that it is a little bit more of an action pose. I had somebody ask if it was performance friendly. We're seeing what we can do with the performance friendly thing. And by we, I mean the horse and I. We're working on this. It is being difficult in some senses. So I might have an option that would be a little bit more performance friendly. I at least try to think about you guys when I'm working on things. So that is super fun. Let me swap it out. This is the same one that had the fetlock. So you can tell here that it's got one raised leg at least. So yeah, that's all I'll give away for today. I have been very, very busy on these things, so it's kind of cool. I really enjoy the hoof aspect of stuff, as I mentioned in this particular post on social media. It makes me happy inside to try and get all the little structures of the foot accurate and healthy, and now trying to make sure all the things are articulating appropriately, which I've been pretty good at in the past, but it's kind of nice to work on little details and get some of the wrinkles in there. And it's always nice to try and approach each sculpture with fresh eyes, which I try and do, partly because my goldfish brain's like, how do I even do this again? And partly because it's good to not assume, because as soon as you start assuming, then you go off on weird tangents and you become barn blind to weird stuff that you're doing. And it's better to try and dial it in appropriately to each reference rather than just being like, oh yeah, I know what a foot looks like. Oh yeah, I know what this looks like. So super, super fun. And it was kind of cool. It looked like I was holding his little foot up. So yeah, that is the peaks that I can show you for today. I have some bombuses that I'm cleaning up. I wanted to touch on the tariff thing a little bit. As it stands right now, anything that is CUSMA compliant, so that is the free trade agreement between Canada, USA, and Mexico, seems to not be having additional tariffs applied to it, but it is going to impact shipping times and it will start to impact pricing probably. I know that my shipper is now charging an additional fee because of all the extra work that they have to do for each of the boxes. I wasn't normally having to declare, like I had to tell them what was in my boxes, but now they're having to go by each of the HTS codes, and the more HTS codes you have in a box, the more charges you will accrue, and then tariffs on top of that. And the tariffs, for whatever reason, are not being put on to Americans, which is good for you guys in some senses. So when I'm shipping something to you from Canada, it should be you as the purchaser paying the tariff price. whatever that is, because that's generally how it works. The tariff is coming from your own country, so it's a fee to your country, and that means that the customer basically pays that, and it goes to the government. And for us, it's being tacked onto our shipping costs to ship to the US now. So I think, as far as I know, I'm still classified as within the Kuzma compliant level for art pieces created in resin. There are some different art pieces that fall under tariffy classifications because of the de minimis program going away. That caused problems. De minimis is anything crossing the border under $800 basically kind of got a pass because it was under $800, so it didn't really matter if you're going to pay 7% on a $10 item. That was kind of the stuff that they were avoiding. Now that's going away. Everything is in kind of turmoil. I've seen a lot of European and international artists say they can't ship to the US right now, or that things are going to be changing right away and they're not sure what it's going to look like. I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to ship to the States without any crazy fees or extra stuff. If that changes, I will let you guys know. It's all kind of up in the sky right now. I know Canada just dropped our tariff on the free trade items. So we were charging a retaliatory tariff on things that were already classified as okay under that Kuzma agreement. So that seems kind of sketchy to me, but that would affect us. So we would be paying that tariff fee. So items coming into Canada would cost us more, particularly art supplies, stuff like that. Resin costs might be affected. I don't know. So we'll see how this goes. I'm just weathering it with you all, and we'll see what comes out of it. It might mean I shift a little bit and try and have Jen and Tom would do a little bit more resin casting for me, depending on what this all looks like. That would keep it within the US and avoid the tariff thing a little bit. So we'll see. I don't know. It's all up in the air. So hang in there with me. I'm going to try and figure it out, and we'll figure it out together. But just so you know what that looks like. Medallion members, it's ranged anywhere from about 250 to 100 or so. So kind of depends on what month it is, and it's gone down a little bit with the economy. So we don't have tons and tons of members right now, but it's a loving, wonderful community, and I really appreciate it. It's not the 450 or whatever Maggie was running on her micro club, but I appreciate every dollar because it helps me keep alive and doing this. So it is very much appreciated. Give him a pirate name and a parrot. Pirate would be hilarious. Don't be a biter. New horse? For what, Amy? This new horse is a new one you've never seen before. It's 100% original new thing. Let's see. I just like to challenge myself. I like making my life difficult, Teresa. That is exactly what I like doing. Jody, yeah, so we'll end up paying when the sellers have to raise their prices. That might be what kind of comes out of this. I know that Kelly Seeley had posted saying that she was going to have to, if fees and tariffs were being charged to her, she was going to have to charge those to the customer because she can't, like, we don't run on massive margins in most cases. So it's definitely tricky. So we'll see how it goes. Teresa, I've seen a ton of small businesses outside the US closing. Yeah, and there are a lot. And it goes to show how many, like, the US is a big customer base. And I think 95% of my sales go to the US. I don't have a lot of Canadians buying, and I don't have a lot of internationals buying. It's mostly the US. And I don't pay US taxes. So I can kind of see where they're coming from with these tariffs, because there is a lot of money being exchanged without the appropriate, if you believe taxes are fair and whatever, cut going to the US government for that service, I guess. I don't know. But there are a lot of countries and a lot of economies that are reliant on the US, and it's challenging. It's a challenging environment to exist in for sure, because I pay really high Canadian taxes on all the money that I earn. It would probably be significantly less if I moved to the States and just paid you guys taxes. So maybe one day I'll just be like, yeah, see you, Canada. It's kind of going a little bit downhill anyways. We're getting a little sketchy over here. So who knows what the future holds, but you would think that the Canadian guy, I don't know. Anyway, taxes. Blah. Biter is a verb. Don't be naughty. Oh, pretty much. So behave. Clay thing on my desk that I can't speak of. Sherry, it'll be fine. We are loyal to you, and I appreciate it. It's you guys that make this possible, which is why I keep trying to incorporate what you want as much as I can, and trying to be a little bit more performance friendly where I can be. There are some things that are just, they need to be fluff and floof and crazy like Bombas, and he's not really performance friendly, but I do try. Don't be a biter is a pain to work with. See, you guys are all like on the same level, and I'm like, up in the clouds. I sometimes get in the same place. I bought one of these and it just distracted me. I had a friend, we were at a friend's place, and they tossed us a ball that was made out of this stuff. I'm like, my brain likes the fuzzy things. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know. But they had this at the dollar store, and it is like a bracelet. So I keep it on my desk for when I need to occupy my stupid brain and focus on things. This will occupy it in that weird, like, kind of way. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But anyway, neurodivergent tendencies. Yeah, US, the whole world's pretty crazy right now. So anyway, if it gets crazy enough, I'm sure my husband could find work in the US and I would be able to. Maybe I'd just go work for Briar permanently full time. I have no idea. We would see how that would work out, but it'd be kind of fun. Maybe it'd be easier to ship stuff. That's for sure. This is like a whole crazy backwards flip floppy thing. So yeah, that's pretty well all I had for you guys for today, unless I'm forgetting something. If you did want to sign up for the Unicorn Patronus sticker, you need to do that before the end of the month if you want the new Medallion Club medallion without having to pay for that extra month, because you can technically sign up in September, but you'd have to pay for August to get it. If you go, oh my God, I really like it. I'll try and peek it maybe a little bit earlier. It's so hard because then you peek it and then people are all like, I want it in my hands, give it. So that is the thing. All the tariffy stuff will start clicking in as of the 28th this week, so Thursday. So I should have a better idea by Thursday-ish what that will look like for the studio, and then it'll probably take a couple weeks to sort that out. So if there's changes coming, then you'll probably hear from me within maybe not the next stream, the one afterwards, and we'll see how it goes. If you want to come to the art hangout, it is a club member thingy that we do. It is today at 1 o'clock my time, so in an hour and 45-ish minutes, and then we'll go from 1 till 3. It's through Google Meets, which has been kind of fun. It works out for the most part. They have some differences compared to Zoom, so seems to be good so far. It's kind of cool. And then I think that's it. I don't think that there was any crazy Briar updates. They released a couple of their we saw the pony come out, and I saw that Tammy Pomerchuk had posted that the pink on the fetlocks, which is happening to some of them, was from shading. So she was trying to get kind of a sunburnt feel on the back of the legs, and I guess they weren't fully covering over that shading color, and it was kind of more of a pink, like the pink that you see kind of in the corner of this, rather than like a red tone, and that was probably to compensate for the colors going over top. Some of them have that on the ankle, just on the back of the fetlock there, and it's just because they didn't finish the last spray on some of them. It does seem fairly common, which is unfortunate, but the sculpture and the rest of the paint is adorable. So super cute little pony. somebody mentioned that would make a good fjord. It's kind of funny because it reminds me a little bit of Geordie. It's got like the chunky chunkerness. So I think it would make a cute fjord too. About the same size as Astrid, so a little bit on the small scale, which makes sense for a tiny pony and the breeds it's supposed to be. So super cute. Comes in the mare version all braided, which is adorable, and then long hair, Highlandy goodness. So I think it was Highland. And then sculpture was by Kelly Seeley, which is also very cool. So this would be the second premier horse for Tammy, and then the first premier horse, because Darwin, I guess, didn't really count, for Kelly. So super cool. Congratulations, ladies. You did awesome work. It's been fun to see all the new stuff trickle out. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next Sunday. See some of you in a couple hours. And I will post more pictures of the stuff I'm working on throughout the week. We'll see what I can show you guys. Okay. And maybe I'll show you what's printing at some point.